Hey everyone, it's Anisha from the 5 Years to 40 podcast, and I'm back for another review of Ready to Love. I'm so happy that you decided to drop by. So, this week we are looking at the season finale. Yeah, this is the end. We're at the end. Guys, just before I go into the review, I just want to say thank you so much for coming along this journey. This is the first time I ever did any review of any kind of any show, and I have fun. Like, doing this review helped me in a lot of ways, and I really hope it helps you, and I hope that we can continue doing this. I would, as long as Ready to Love comes out for another season, I will be reviewing it again, and we'll just continue to grow with each other and have fun. Yeah, it was a really good experience. Like, I learned and unlearned some things. Listening it just really helped. Okay, so that's enough about about me. Let's get into the review. Okay, so this episode, well, it's not going to be a very long one because this episode didn't have a whole lot. Coming in from the earlier episode, Tommy gave them the assignment to meet the family. So all the couples, the four final couples, were supposed to go to meet each other's family to get a final sound off, I guess a final endorsement that they are meant to be together and that they are indeed ready to love. It starts with Venetia and Joel. And guys, I just have to say, I always say that I love, and this episode really did it for me. Like, there's a lot of grown, big people attitudes going on, and so much love. So I really did appreciate that. So anyhow, so Joel and Venetia, like I said in earlier episodes, they're really comfortable, and they were comfortable even when they were meeting each other's family. So Joel met with Venetia's family first, her dad, and even her daughter, one of her daughters. And Joel is his self. They asked really great questions. They gave him the opportunity to be himself. They didn't interrogate him, but they asked him some serious questions, and I could tell that they care a lot about Venetia, and I can tell that Joel cared about her too from the responses. And I love that she had her daughter there because her daughter asked some good questions, but is he ready to have this additional family? Because he has 2 kids and she has 3. It's gonna be 5 kids in all. How is he ready? Is he ready to deal with that? And he said yes, it's fine, he's okay. And then the daughter added that she knew that he was good for her because Venetia hadn't been smiling or talking about somebody like that for a long time, so she saw the difference in her. And when your kids can tell the difference in what a guy is doing, I think he's doing the right thing. And then Joel also asked her family about how would they feel about adding his 2 kids. And then the dad is like, look, we're all about children. Whatever. We're all about children. We love them. What's 2 more? 2 more is 2 more for the cookout. And I like that because kids are important. When you become a step parent, sometimes people look at it as if it's a liability. And I keep saying, they're missing the point. Like, if you inherit another child, you're basically widening your legacy. Like, you are increasing your footprint on the earth because there's one more person to talk about you, to brag about you, to say what a good person you are. You're making yourself indelible by adopting by adopting a child. Having a stepchild is absolutely an asset. For men especially, I always wonder why they don't get it. Like, having a stepchild and taking care of that stepchild so that stepchild becomes could speak about you in ways that compliment and say this is a really decent man, is increasing your legacy. You're not losing anything, sir. You're gaining kingdom foot. You're gaining your foot in the kingdom. Okay. Anyhow, so we digress. So Joel and Venetia with Venetia's family. Ding! They loved her. They love him. Next is Liz and Jason. Liz bought her sisters and brother. And, Jason was like, oh, he's a little intimidated because, it's a family and they're looking at him funny. And, of course, I know they love Liz because Liz is like a prize in the family. She's beautiful. And I said, oh, Liz is looking so nice and now, like the Liz, this thing working for Liz. This whole experience works for her. So Jason comes in, and Jason is a master manipulator. Like he knows what's up. He knows how to handle them. So he's like, what's up, guys? Y'all waiting for me? Y'all prayed already? Let's pray. And he goes and he starts leading the prayer. And you know, Liz and her whole family is into prayer and deeply religious. So of course, you're not saying nothing else again after that. He's in. So Jason knew the right moves. You know, he handled that one proper. Gosh, guys, I don't know what is going on with my hair lately. It's just been really kind of dry. I don't know if anybody viewing knows something that's good for A and for B hair to help with moisture, because I don't know, it's just really dry. Another digression, sorry. So next is Amber and Chris. Now Amber meets with Chris's brothers. Good conversation. Again, I love how they are asking her very direct questions. They ask her things like why she's interested in Chris, or is the connection real? And Amber's like, is it real? I really believe somebody prompted Amber on how to put her face so they could cut and get the mystery in, because she have her face like what is going on? Is it real? Freeze. So get a perfect frame for a trailer. Only for her to come and say it's absolutely real, because even when we're not on the show taping, we're talking to each other and she's opening up to him and everything is she's wonderful and he's a good connection for her. And the brothers say that, well, Naya said the same thing last season and he got his heart broken, and she was able to rebut. She's a DA, this is her job, this is what she does that well. And they seem sold, and I'm like, okay, look, whatever. These two people are happy together, just leave them alone. And so that ends well. Of course, Chris had to sing her jingle. She's honest and real and offending, and the jingle that goes with Amber every time he speaks about her. And yeah, so that's from his end. His family is sold. They say that she even looked better than Naya. The shade. I love it. And so they're good to go. And then we move on to AJ and Kiara. I mean, Kiara is scripted to be the villain, and she's playing the role so well. Like, I don't get it. Look, y'all, I'm having wine today because it's been a hell of a week. Normally when I do this, I like to drink some tea or some coffee or whatever, but it's been that kind of week, so. And this one is good too. It's like an green apple wine. It's really tasty. Kiara came in with the attitude to interrogate AJ. She has her best friend who is a lawyer and her mom there. And she, even from how they're talking, like, where do we sit to intimidate him? This is the man you love and you say you want to be with. Why do you want to intimidate him? That's not fair. This is not a show to shred him to pieces. This is something for you to present the person you love to your family. But of course, it just reinforces that Kiara still was indecisive about what she wanted to do, and so she needed this interrogation to happen to prove what she already knew, that she didn't want to be in this. Okay, so they go through it. The mom says she likes AJ. She has good emotional intelligence, which is true about AJ. He has great emotional intelligence. He's an intelligent guy, you could tell. But Kiara's not satisfied. So her friend, the lawyer, clearly a hater, who might sleep with AJ behind her back if she doesn't check. Because look, that girl just looks like she doesn't want Kiara to be happy. The way she was behaving is like she don't want Kiara to be happy. She's single and out here lawyer, and she doesn't want that for Kiara. Kiara, you gotta think. Look at your circle, girl. Look at your circle. Anyhow, so she says no. She doesn't think they know each other enough, which is all Kiara wanted to hear anyway. So they end indecisive. AJ, I must say though that there's one question the mom asked, what would be the next move, and AJ was like, he really not sure, and that kind of preempted what the end would be, because if he's not sure about what the next step is, what y'all doing? And I guess I understand why he would not be sure, because Kyra is not sure, and there's only so much decision making you can make when it comes to relationships. If you know for yourself, you know, this is my 5-year goal, this is my 6-month goal, this is my 10-year goal, because you know, based for the most part, achieving those goals depend on you and what you put into it. But when it comes to relationships, a relationship has an extra dynamic where it has to involve someone else. Somebody has to agree and go along and collaborate for you guys to make it. And so he can't he can't say for sure what's the next step gonna be if the next person is not able to say what they want. I mean, he could have just said, well, left up to me, this would be it. But I guess he wasn't, at that point, he wasn't playing no more. So it is what it is. Right? So we're still up in indecision. Joel and Venetia, again, with this time with Joel and his sister. The sister looks so much like Venetia, and Venetia said she heard him talk about her and say that they were alike. And I agree, because the first thing the sister said is that she's real territorial, and you know that is Venetia. Venetia is very territorial as well. So they got along very well. I see her, you know, being able to call the sister and talk about things and talk through things. I really like that the show decided to do the family. Yeah? In hindsight, because when they announced it, I was like, well, for what? What again? Let's just end it. But I get it. It added a really important dynamic, because sometimes you just need that final endorsement. Because after all, if we're gonna stay together, you're going to be integrated into the family. So it's important, guys. Even when we're dating in real life, to have like a one-on-one. I think a date where you and two of your closest family members sit down with the person that you are interested in and kind of talk through stuff. I can see the utility in it, honest. All right, so anyway, they have this great conversation, and again, I think that they're okay with Venetia joining the family. Then we move on to Chris and Amber. Well, Amber's family liked Chris, and Chris and Amber gonna be together. It is what it is. Then we go to AJ and Kiara again, and AJ and Kiara with AJ's mom, and AJ's mom is stern. She looks like a very serious lady. I think I saw on Little Black Book that she was an educator. I think he said that she was an educator. I can't remember. I was listening to the interview in and out, so I didn't get the whole thing, but I remember him saying something about his mom always having books. Either she would, anyway, always having a lot of books around, and he was able to use those books. He never had to go to the library because the mom had a lot of encyclopedias. I remember that part. So she's very perceptive, and she pretty much put it out there that, look, AJ's getting older, he needs to have kids. And I think that she smelled the rat, like she smelled the indecision in Kiara, and what I liked about it is that she gave the good about him, and she gave the not so good about him. So she was really honest. It was like a woman to woman conversation, and that's really responsible for moms to do. Right? Then there was Liz and Jason with Jason's mom. Jason's mom, again, strong female lead, and she asked those serious questions, and you can see how she was, trying to get it fleshed out with Liz, because I can tell that she guards Jason with her heart. You can see the way she was, leaning in on Liz to see what's happening. But of course, Liz passes with flying colors. She is gorgeous, and she is genuine, and she talks about privilege, and she talks about poverty, and understands both way of life. I think we all have that. Like you have times when you do very, very well in life, and times when you're low, and with the right person there's not a major difference, because money is not an indicator of who you are. Money is not an indicator. Having more money don't make you no more important than nobody else. But when you have the right person with you, you can get through the toughness of it. So if you all have to, like we say in the Caribbean, suck a little salt with the right person, the salt isn't so salty, because y'all thugging it through together, and that's what's important. And I like that she had that perspective on it. So that's it. And then we went into the waiting on the bridge to see who chooses who. So, of course, Liz and, of course, Joel and Vanessa choose each other. I love to see them together. Joel looks so cute with his pink jacket and stuff. He looks, young and preppy. And I like to see the connection that they have. And I pray God that it continues because they make you believe in love. So that's Joel and Vanessa. Then there was Amber and Chris, these two chocolate people. They're gorgeous, and Amber looked really beautiful and radiant. Well, Chris couldn't be any happier. I'm like, what a comeback. Good for him, because last season he was severed. His heart was chopped by Miss Naira. And him coming through to the end, like this staged page, whatever it is, I am happy for him. I think it's a great comeback for him, and I am glad that he has this result now. So I love that the two of them are together. And of course, my all-time favorite couple on this is Liz and Jason. I really love that they are where they are, because remember, Liz and Jason came in really late. Liz and Jason, now the rain is falling, y'all, so I'm gonna have to unhook my mic and try to speak a little louder. Liz and Jason started coming together really late. I mean, they both had other people that they were interested in, but how it ended was just beautiful. And Liz is genuinely happy, like her whole face. Her family said that when she met with Jason, like she smiled so much, and she was like, "Look, Mom, I got a man." From the beginning, that girl, my eye was on her. I was like, I want her to find love. She and Tressa. And I'm glad that she did. I'm really, really happy I looked at that show and I felt encouraged as a single woman. I was like, it could happen. It could happen. I'm so happy for her. So that's the 3 happy couples. And it comes down to AJ and Kiara. And Kiara meets with AJ, tells him that she doesn't think they know each other enough and she doesn't want to proceed, which was a decent thing to do because none of us was falling for it, and that's a better thing to do. I was devastated for AJ. Devastated? No, devastated is a strong word. I wasn't devastated, but I felt sorry for him because I do believe he came into this wanting somebody to settle down with, coming from where he came from and the lifestyle he had and wanting to settle down. He just chose he bet on the wrong party, on the wrong horse. It's like, you have to decide what is good for you. And there's a certain age where you have to decide. You see, this age, our millennial age right now, you're in your 30s, decide on what is good for you. Even if it means talking to the person and even if it means having an apology, even if it means having an open conversation, like this is my sad points. This is the tough parts for me, and figuring it out, because you can't just go with the flash and the fashion and what looks good and what photographs well. Like, you have to go with somebody who you must be able to discern has your heart, sees your heart, like Liz says. Somebody who sees your heart is important in this season of our life, where we're about to be building and creating legacies for the next generation. Get somebody who sees your heart. Kiara never saw AJ's heart. She never chose him. She was never interested, and he still decided to pursue her because I guess for ego's sake, he just wanted to be with her, whatever. I don't know what the real story is, but there was a lot of other options. AJ could have pursued a little more and he would have had a different result. But that is the point of all of this, right? So we can't hem and haw about what happened or what didn't happen. We just have to be thankful that they got the experience. So in the end, AJ and Kiara did not continue on the journey. AJ had written a song for her. He was playing on the piano. It was so romantic, but I think it's better this way. I'm glad that they went separate ways. And I'm so happy for the 3 couples that made it through. So guys, please be sure to leave me some comments. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you think these people are still together, because I understand this filming was done since last year, like November in 2020 or whatnot. So I do believe Liz and Jason is together. still. But let me know what the tea is, what you heard on the street, and I'll try to get some information for you too. But this Friday is the first part of the reunion, and I really want to get in and hear what's going on there. But again, thank you all for doing this with me, and make sure to subscribe to the channel so you keep up with future uploads. And you remember the pillar topics on this podcast is millennial health, finances, relationships, and careers. So please subscribe and let me know what you thought about this review. Take good care, guys. Have a great week. Bye.